There we go. Hey, single ladies, how are you guys doing? I am a day late. I apologize. I got my days mixed up. Matter of fact, I forgot to put my trash out this morning, but guess what, single ladies? They will be back next Tuesday to get that trash, so no sweat. So I am actually enjoying a spa day with one of my realtor colleagues, and I said, what better place to shoot the video? Because guess what? Single girls, you have to take care of yourselves and show yourself some love every now and again. And here in DFW, we have places like King Spa, you know, my spa wardrobe is compliments of them, where you can just literally come and soak up all the energy in the rooms. You can get massages. They have pools, all types of lounge areas. So you can, you can work here. You can set up shop, honestly, and just get your life back in order at the spa. So we're gonna do our video today right from King Spa. So how are you guys doing? How'd you guys do last week on your budget? Did we get some budgets worked out? Know why my leg keeps itching, sorry about that, but we're gonna push through. But did you get some budgets worked out? Did you remember to include in your budget some self-love, whether it's just getting a mani, whether it's a spa day, whatever the case is, remember in that budget, you also need some me time and some me money. So hopefully your budgets came out well. And remember, I'm doing these series week by week, but you take your time. It might take you 2 weeks to hammer out a budget. No sweat, no worry. I'm of course doing these weekly to get all the content out there, but some of these steps you'll spend maybe 2 weeks, maybe you'll spend 3 weeks on, so no worries. This is all on your schedule, single girl. That's a perk about being the queen of your world. So let's review. We talked about committing to buying a house. We talked about knowing our financial house, which is our assets and our credit score, our cash on hand. What do we have in preparation for buying a home? And we talked about that ugly B, budget. That is actually something so necessary for us, especially being single. You want to definitely compensate for times that may be slow or maybe emergencies come up. And for me time, remember, mani-pedi, spa day, hello. You want to buy a home, but you want to also be able to live and afford to live a normal life and a good life, okay? Not just a life, a good life as well. So we talked about not being house poor. So I hope that, and guess what? Listening on the radio at Sirius XM Urban View, I love it, channel 126, Momentum Advisors, which I think I had them in my caption. I'll put them back in the caption for this week. They have all kinds of resources for budgeting, financial advice, and just overall financial health and financial wellness. So you definitely want to check them out. But on their show this past weekend, I heard of a new app. I think it's called Trifigo. I'll have it in the caption, of course, but it's a credit app to help you build your credit and analyze your credit, and tells you action steps. Like, it literally pulls in your actual credit reports and goes through all these algorithms in the back end to tell you, okay, do this, pay this down, whatever the case. I think it's pretty awesome. So I'll definitely have that app in the captions to help with credit, budgeting, and again, just overall financial health. So that will be there. And this week, we are going to talk about talking to the lender. Now, if you are buying cash, no worries. You still want to do the budgeting and everything else, because when you buy a home cash, you still have to pay property taxes, homeowner's insurance, and then of course home maintenance. So most of us are using a mortgage to buy a home. So we're going to talk about what you need to do to prepare to talk to the lender, or what do you even say to a lender? How do you choose a lender? So let's kick it off. So the first thing we need to do is choose a lender. Choose a lender to talk with. And let me show y'all this real quick. I can and I will. Watch me. Of course, you need I'm a notebook fanatic. Honestly, I'm addicted. But you need a journal, a notebook, something. I hope you've been keeping notes along the way and on your home journey. You're going to be getting a lot of information from various sources. So having a single place to put your notes is always good. So you want to start talking with lenders, and the first thing we want to do is choose a lender. As a realtor, I always have a healthy network of lenders. And I usually have about 3 to 5 different lenders that I can refer at any given time. Some of my lenders do rehab loans, some do this, some do that. So I need to have in my arsenal a good selection of quality lenders that I've already vetted, that I know provide great customer service to all parties, to me, to you as the client, to the other side, the selling side. So your realtor, and hopefully you're buying with a good realtor, should have some really good contacts for you lending wise. So ask your realtor. Hello, we work together hand in hand with our lenders to help you get to that home, so we usually know which lenders are good to work with. Ask your trusted friends who they worked with and if their experience was good. The good thing about getting lenders from your realtors is usually we've vetted those lenders, meaning we've gone through some transactions with them, we know their service, we know what to expect, and we know we're putting you in the hands of somebody that is capable, and more than likely they're going to be local, which is another awesome thing. So ask your friends who have bought a home before, who they use, how their experience was, etc. But definitely ask your realtor, because we're going to have some great contacts, and try to stick with local lenders. Have I closed deals with lenders from out of state? Yes, I have. Of course I have. Some went good, some did not go so well. Real estate is local, and having a local lender means you can walk right into that office, you can talk with people. Typically the processing of the loan is done in-house, which means things can flow way better as far as the time frame that you're on, because when you're under contract you have contractual deadlines that have to be met, and that lender has got to be on board with all of that. So local lending is crucial to me, and very important when you're deciding who you're going to go with. So ask your realtor, ask your friends, but really the realtors, we know who's great to work with and who's not. I mean, the good ones do, just saying. So say we've selected a realtor. Now, what do we talk to that realtor about? One of the biggest myths is that's out there that people are scared of. They're like, oh, I don't want to talk to too many lenders. They're all going to run my credit score. Well, single girl, you've been taking the series. So before you even talk with that lender, you'll know your credit score. But when a lender is running your credit score, that's a soft hit. In a soft inquiry, no, you don't want 1,000 of them, that's for sure, because enough soft inquiries can bring your score down. But if you're shopping for a mortgage and you've talked with 2 or 3 lenders, even if all 3 of those lenders run your credit score, you should not have some significant drop in your score at all. Those are soft inquiries, and they see that you're shopping for a mortgage. But that is why when I am telling my single girls about home shopping, or even my clients, know your credit score, know all 3 before you even talk to that lender. Because when my clients talk to lenders initially, I have them talk to several lenders, because I want them to go with who they're comfortable with, who their personality meshes with, who they feel good with. So I always give my clients at least 3 different lenders to choose from. And all of them don't have to run my clients' credit scores, because if they've listened to me, they already know their score. So they can talk to the lender in a scenario, what if type of scenario, or what if type of, just a what if scenario. So when you talk with the lender, if you know your scores, now if you choose to work with that lender, yes, they will have to make a formal credit run or a formal credit inquiry. But just for talking, kind of seeing, what they have to offer and so forth, having and knowing your credit scores can go a long way. So when you talk with the lender, we want you to know your score. We want you to know how much cash. Remember, we talked about what you have available. We're not even thinking about, what that exact number is, because we don't know it yet until we find the house, see what loan program that you're going to go with. Right now, you just need to know what you have available. So you know your score. Now we're talking about talking with the lender. Know what you have available, because the lender needs to know how much cash do you have on hand, or what assets are going to be available. If a family member is going to be giving you money, what is that family member going to be giving, how much, etc., etc. The lender needs to know that. The lender needs to know what your monthly budget is. How much can you afford per month on this house? And that's on everything: the house, the property taxes, the insurance. What's that number? So if you tell that lender, hey, Mr. or Miss Lender, I can afford to pay $1,700 a month comfortably on my house, and that's taking in consideration my other financial responsibilities. That lender can back into your sales price and say, okay, well then you need to shop for homes given your credit score, given your credit score, we can get you about this interest rate, and given your down payment, if you shop at, just for example, homes that are $225,000 or less, we can keep your payment right where it needs to be. So that's why that number is so important for you to know. When you get approved, turn my notes, when you get approved for a loan or for a mortgage, they approve you on your gross income, not your true take home. So a lot of times people get approved for more than they really can afford or more than they even need, because they approve the mortgage based on your gross income. So make sure that you are able to truthfully tell that lender, hey, I want to shop where my payment can be no more than X amount a month, whatever that X is. Questions to ask the lender, because a lot of people are like, I want to talk with one, but I don't even know what questions do I ask. Of course, there are no dumb questions, especially when you're talking about making one of the biggest investments of your life. So things you want to ask: what's the interest rate for sure, and better, what's the APR? APR is the true cost of that loan, and it takes into account the lending fees and other fees that may be charged in addition to the interest rate. So if you're doing a quick comparison, you can always compare the APR and see, are there major differences from lender to lender. The other thing is, I still call them good faith estimates, but I think they changed the name to a worksheet or something, but the lender will know what you're talking about. This is an estimate on paper showing you, okay, if you get a house that's $300,000, given your down payment and the interest rate, this is what we will expect from you at closing. This is what your monthly payment will be, your down payment will be, and your closing costs. All that will be on that sheet. So you can literally compare apples to apples. Say you talk to two lenders, get this worksheet from both of them and see which one works best for you, and you're looking at what works best for you in your budget. Okay, single ladies, let's see, I think we're almost done, and this is a really critical part, talking with the lender. Oh yes, the interest rate. Interest rates can be locked. So, say you go in and there's a great interest rate, you need to ask that lender, well, how long can I lock it? Can I lock it for 60 days? Can I lock it for 3 months? Can I lock it for 6 months? Is there a cost associated with locking the interest rate? So those are all questions that you want to be ready to ask the lender and ready to take note on what that lender says, or get it in writing somehow so that you can compare it to at least one other lender. If you find a lender that you're working with and you love them, by all means, stick it out. But typically, I give my people at least 3, sometimes 4 lenders to talk with, because personalities are different, programs are different. Some lenders do certain programs more than others, so it all depends. My deal is I want you prepared with your questions and with your knowledge of your financial house. Remember, you want to know your credit scores, all 3. Your monthly budget is how much you can afford to pay towards the house per month, and what assets and what cash do I have available on hand for my own purchase. And then the other questions, ask about that APR, get your estimates, compare, apples to apples, and there are no dumb questions, okay? So I'm gonna go back and enjoy some more of my spa, and I hope you guys are enjoying the series thus far, and look back next Monday. I won't forget you guys again like I did yesterday. Just had the days mixed up, but check back. And remember, take your time through this series, and you can and you will. I'm going to be watching, and everybody else might be watching, and however long it takes you, no worries. Just know we can do this, all right? Until the next time, single ladies.